Hey guys, welcome to another exciting Mastering Digital Canvas with me, your host, Phil Cutting. I'm here to go on a journey with you to talk about HTML5 and CSS3. So, whether you're a bidding entrepreneur or if you're a seasoned professional or even just curious about what's going on in the web, this is going to be for you. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, you got to first rule of HTML5 is segmentation. This is the purpose of HTML5. Creates a document structure and breaks things into headers, navigation, footers, different kind of sections. But don't think of it as just building a Lego house. What you want to do is consider it as how do you build a journey that's going to take your user through the path that you want them to go on with you and how to make it interesting to deliver content in meaningful ways, logical, smooth, simplistic. This is what we're looking for in 2024 at least. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the magic of CSS. I'm going to show you a few examples. These are a lot of fun. Now take a look at exclusively with me. Nice, beautiful, black and white website. Simple, dark theme for the most part. I'll show you when you dive into it, it changes theme a little bit for the pricing. This is pretty common practice. And take a look through this. Nice and smooth. Let's go ahead and let's check out their pricing real quick. Bam, jumps into the white motif. Still simplistic, minimalistic, lots of white space, easy to read, few options, not too complicated. All things we can do beautifully with CSS. Also, want to talk a little bit about diving into this because something you want to consider is the mobile view. Now, we use Flexbox or CSS Grid to help us simplify our lives when we're developing that. Check those out if you're doing this on your own. And let's go ahead and inspect. This is how you can see from your browser how it's going to respond. Some pages respond better to changing the format than others. This website, not amazing on it, but let me refresh and show you. This is the mobile view. Nice, elegant. You see how well that resized to a mobile size screen. Let's take it back to the homepage. Beautifully adapted. Looks great on the phone. Let's go ahead and check out another one. Aneta Ed. This is a nice website for helping you guys find educational content for your kids. I like the way it's laid out and nice and smooth experience. Do feel like it took a little bit long to load in the initial. There's a little bit of a hesitation there, but not so much that anybody is going to probably bounce because of that. I suspect they have slightly higher than average bounce rates. There's things they can do to improve on that. We'll get into that in a second. But let's take a look at what it is when we inspect. Okay, this one resizes great. If you're on a computer and you resize your screen, this one's responding very well. If I had to guess, I'd say Flexbox. Looks through it. I would love to see some more micro interactions when you're hoovering over the keys. Take note that on the mobile view, you shouldn't have on hover effects. You should have on click events. So this right here should be click and go. Let's go back to the original website. Let's get out of this inspect view, go back to it. When I click over the mouse or on the desktop, when I put my mouse over it, it should change the state. I'm going to show you a good example of that right here. Let me go back and click on Sensei. Sensei is a great example of this. Look, when I go over the key, it shows the different state. Very simple transition, great contrast. Just changes that around. Looks great with the website. As I scroll through, we notice the menu interaction. We notice the transparency as you go back through that. That's nice how it sits on top and how you see it scrolling through. Details. I like this micro interaction. Gives me a little bit more details. I can click on the call to action as I'm interested in that person. It's not calls to actions everywhere. I think that's lovely. One option would be to have at least one call to action show up, maybe on the first person, so that you know what to expect. But this is a great interaction. Doesn't go on forever, just shows a few. This I like because it's a minimalistic approach. The page doesn't scroll forever. And we have this. This right here, I think, should have had a micro interaction on it. And I think we could suffer with, okay, see this right here? This is a great micro interaction. Doesn't do it for all of it, just the first row draws you down and finally draws you into it. And this is where you go into the detail content. I like the way they developed this. Let's inspect, see what it looks like on a mobile view. Okay, quick adaptation. I like that. Lovely mobile view. Of course, this page looks like it's made for mobile because it probably is. Let's go to their homepage. See what I was saying before? Now there's on your phone. Don't expect to see on Hoover events. Doesn't make sense because it's a click environment. Clicks takes you right to where you want to go. Okay. Now, next thing we want to get into is how do we evaluate our website? How do we check out for performance? Optimization is critical for people staying on your page, not having high bounce rates, and making sure that your content is viewed. You want to make sure that they spend a little time on your website and, if possible, interact with it some. Some pages, if it's a one page view, right? Don't worry about them going through and clicking on different things. Give them bite-sized pieces of information and allow them to get more information. Give them read more blogs. Little interactions like that are amazing. Let me go back and so two sites that I like to use for checking the efficiency of our websites is Google's PageSpeed Insights and gtmetrics.com analytics. Both of them great tools. They highlight different things and you'll have a lot of fun going through this. If you're the developer, you should be digging into these pages once it's a little bit more mature. Now, as you're designing it, testing it, don't stress, right? Let me show you what we're talking about. This is for Get Exclusively, exclusively.com. That was the first one we went through. And they have kind of lower end performance. I like to see 80s and above in all these categories. Probably part of the performance is related to how their images are video based. I suspect they could do better by keeping that a little bit more simple or a shorter loop, but you can go in there and see what's the triggers they're going to do that. Now, here they talk about minimize main thread work, reduction impact of third party code. Those are some big things. They can probably simplify that, but maybe not too much. The chatbot, I think that should be less active in the beginning and should be a delay. There's little things like that. They could probably get this into the 80s without a lot of effort. But their accessibility, great. Best practices, SEO, nailing it. I love to see 90s and 95s in these categories. If you look at the mobile version, performance way down. They need to take a look at how they're being viewed on mobile. While it looks good, performance is not amazing. The here's the next one I was just taking a quick look at. This one is for Aneta Ed, and they have great accessibility, great performance, best practices, SEO. They did take a big hit on their accessibility. Some little things in there were going to help make a big difference. Background and foreground colors don't have sufficient contrast. I don't know how I feel about that one. I thought it was decent, but a little bit of work is going to get that up there and help them rank better. So a little effort go a long ways. Take a look at their mobile version. Performance way down. Now you expect to see a hit in performance, but there's things you want to do to improve that, considering most people are mobile first. Okay. Let's go into take the next screen. Okay, now guys, just remember, we here at Lion Pro Dev are excited to help you out, help you develop your customer journeys. Remember, you want to have a blend of strategy, design, technologies to help create a beautiful journey for your users. And if you want to know more about how to get that done, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to talk to you guys. It's been a pleasure.